You are living in the 21st century. A normal life. Everything is fine. Then you make a small mistake. A very small one. So small that you even think, probably just a warning. But no. You are arrested immediately. No questions. No long explanations. And then they say, prison or rehabilitation. You stand there, your mind completely blank, able to think of only one sentence. Wait, is this really necessary? Because in your head, you still feel like an unlucky person, not yet a criminal. But in ancient times, it was completely different. You didn't need to commit a serious crime. Even the smallest mistake was enough. Congratulations. The punishment waiting for you would be far more brutal than the mistake you actually made. Not to correct you, but to make an example for those who hadn't made a mistake yet. Number 1, theft. You're hungry, so you steal a chicken. Ancient society reacts very quickly. Locking him up wastes food. Finding him won't work, he's poor. Well then, let's carve it into him. It's more convenient. So they heat a metal bar until it's glowing red and press it straight onto your face. Not to kill you. Death would be too quick. They want you to live. Live, so that every time you look in the mirror, you remember, oh right, I was hungry once. Number 2, cut off the hand. Because the logic was very simple back then. You steal with your hand. The hand is guilty. The solution? Cut it off. No investigation of circumstances. No questions about reasons. After that, society proudly declares, see, he won't steal anymore. True, but he also won't work, won't support a family, won't live a decent life anymore. But who cares? The law has won. Number 3, accused of looking in the wrong place. You didn't steal. You didn't say the wrong thing. You didn't cause trouble. You just looked at something you shouldn't have. Looked for longer than allowed. Or worse, looked at the truth, at the exact moment everyone else was pretending not to see it. Ancient society reacts very quickly, not with, what did he see, but with, there's something wrong with his eyes. The solution is extremely simple. Take away the ability to look. First, they tie you up, not because you resisted, but to make sure you won't look again. They force you to stand in the middle of the crowd, not to punish you, but to reassure everyone around you that, don't worry, order is still being maintained. Then they do things that are very logical by the standards of that time. They cover your eyes. They force your head down. So you understand that from now on, the world no longer needs you to observe it. If you struggle, they call it resistance. If you stay silent, they call it confession. In the end, when you can no longer see, they finally breathe a sigh of relief. Number 4, the crime of making the gods unhappy. You didn't destroy anything. You didn't rebel. You didn't insult anyone. You were just unlucky. The rain didn't come. The crops didn't grow. The livestock looked at you with disappointment. And ancient society immediately concludes, the gods are angry. The next question is not, why was there a bad harvest, but who will take responsibility for this anger? You are chosen. Not because you're guilty, but because you were there at the right moment. Solution: live sacrifice. No evidence needed, no investigation, no logic required. Just one very convenient belief. If the gods are angry, someone has to disappear. The only comfort you're given is this. If the next season is abundant, people will believe that you died in exactly the right way. Number 5, the crime of laughing when everyone else is serious. First of all, they don't ask you to explain, because laughter is something that needs no reason. It has already confessed. You are taken to the center of the square, the most solemn place possible. Not for a trial, but to stage a lesson. An elder stands up and declares solemnly, "This person's laughter has thrown the rhythm of the world off balance." The crowd nods in agreement, because if they don't nod, someone might laugh next. Very dangerous. The punishment chosen is quiet. No torture, no prolonged suffering, just a quick closing ritual, enough for everyone to understand. Here, even emotions need permission. Before it is carried out, you are given one final chance. Not to say your last words, but to become serious again. You stay silent. The crowd stays silent. Seriousness is restored. And just like that, the universe feels safe again. So where is the humor? No one dies from laughter. People die from the fear that laughter might spread. Where is the twisted humanity? Society believes that to preserve order, it must extinguish those who are unafraid at the wrong moment. Today, there are no execution squares anymore. But being serious at the right tempo still exists. Laugh just a little offbeat, and you can still be punished. Just in different ways. Looking back at ancient punishments, it's easy to laugh at their absurdity and shiver at their brutality. Then we tell ourselves, good thing I didn't live back then. But history doesn't exist for us to look down on the past. History exists to remind us of something very simple. Humans are not frightening because they are evil. Humans are frightening when they believe they are absolutely right. Ancient people didn't think they were cruel. They believed they were preserving order. And it was that belief that turned fear into law, difference into guilt, and human emotion into something that had to ask permission to exist. Humanity doesn't lie in whether punishments exist or not. Humanity lies in this: whether we can still see the person behind the mistake. Today, punishment squares are gone, but judgment is still there, just more refined, more silent, and harder to recognize. So the greatest lesson from history is not the past was barbaric, but this: don't repeat it, only in a more civilized form. Because true progress is when people learn to understand each other first and judge later.